Welcome to ThinkTech Friday. I'm your host, Attilia Seress. This Friday and every Friday, we raise public awareness about technology, energy, globalization, and diversification. Today we have two very special guests, and we're starting a brand new series. Part of this series is called, What's the Next Big Thing? So, if you think about it, Google, Microsoft, these really big companies, Facebook, I'm sure you've heard of all of their stories. They all started in a garage. They started with people with passion, working hard late at night on their dining room table with chips and soda, and they're trying to make their dent on the world. Here at ThinkTech, we want to find that company that's doing it today. And maybe we can even give them a little bit of help to get started and get recognized. You never know. They could be right here in Hawaii, in our own backyard. So, as part of this new series, we have two very special guests today. We have Luke Tucker. He's with Blue Photo Stories. It's a Blue startup, meaning it's part of the Blue Startup Venture Accelerator program. And we're going to be looking at his product and see how they're making their own dent in this in our society. And then after that, we're going to be interviewing Ani Martirosian with AMS Naturals. AMS Naturals is a local startup here in Hawaii that is focused on health and well-being using natural supplements and vitamins. So, Luke, thank you for joining us here on the show.
Thanks, Attila. Glad to be here.
Now, of course, you can always tell your friends to tune in and watch the show at thinktechhawaii.com.
I already did that.
Oh, perfect. And of course, they can like us on Facebook, and if they miss any part of the show, they can always jump onto our YouTube stream and download any of the episodes. So, whatever you say here is forever on the internet.
As always, right?
No pressure, right? So, tell us a little bit about Blue Photo Stories. What's the new thing that you're working on? What's so different about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great ride with Blue Startups. So Blue Startups, as you mentioned, is a local accelerator. We're their second cohort. So this is their first year doing it, but we're blessed to be involved with it. And our team actually they're calling it Hank's Wildcard. So Hank Rogers was a big driving force behind this accelerator program for Blue Startups. Hank Rogers.
That name sounds familiar. Does he have anything to do with Burning Man? No, something else.
Yes, exactly. But that as well. Obviously, a little-known game called Tetris.
Little known.
Yeah, big. Obviously, a couple years ago he did this. So, fascinating story with his successes with Tetris. More recently with Blue Lava, Blue Planet Software, and so he's generous enough to drive the investment behind Blue Startups, and we're in office space, just in a skybox right here in Harbor Court. And the deal for this wildcard setup is we applied to teams and individuals that could come work on an idea that Hank has.
Oh, so he's the one with the big idea, and he picked you guys.
And then he's like, well, let's have you guys come work on it. Here's 3 different ideas. You guys choose one and run with it. So now you have Blue Photo Stories.
And so when you say you guys, how many of you are there?
There's 4 of us total. Myself and Tarek Sultan are handling the business side of the company. Tarek does a lot of work with Sultan Ventures as the CFO of IBIS, who's another local energy startup, and we're focused on driving the business forward. On the development and design side, one of our co-founders is Alan Solodum, who worked with NanoPoint, has done a lot of work with startups here, part of High Capacity, and did some fascinating work in audio watermarking for radio advertisements on a national level. So just a great team there. And Mario Quesada, he does amazing design work, just fascinating. What his background is, from Disney to this company called 42 Entertainment, just doing some really interesting, innovative things in marketing and advertising for Hollywood. So that's the team. That's the A-team, the wildcard team we've had a chance to put together. Myself, working at Central Pacific Bank for a number of years, have an opportunity to grow their mobile banking and social media areas. So.
Oh, so your background is in banking.
Yeah.
And now you've gone on to do.
And now I've taken the leap into So taking the leap out of the full-time job there and working in the startup scene. So I actually was managing the project to roll out the iOS and so iPhone and Android applications for the bank.
For the bank.
Yeah.
And so why did you decide to switch over to doing a startup?
Sure. It was
banking sounds like a very good, solid industry.
Banking is a fascinating industry, and I really enjoyed my time there. Central Pacific Bank was a great company to work for. a lot of good relationships. As you might know, our CEO, John Dean, is obviously very supportive of the entrepreneurial community, and a number of our top-level executives are as well. So they really support that side of the community. John Dean started Entrepreneurs Foundation in Hawaii 10 years ago. For me personally, I always kind of had that entrepreneurial bug. I wanted to be able to learn the finance side, learn the business side, through the bank, but kind of wanted to step out on my own and just see what I could do. So take that big step off of the pier, and then you sink or swim. And
so, did you decide to jump into the entrepreneurial world before seeing this app, or was this? Yeah,
I mean, well, day one, this app is all the work we've done in the last 3.5 weeks. So it's brand new. We got a prototype. I was kind of showing you the brief little prototype before, and so we went in without knowing what idea we were going to work on, but with the confidence that we could execute, and just a great opportunity to work with Hank Rogers. He's our lead mentor, so we meet with him weekly. Get his direction and just his amazing insight. We get the same kind of investment structure with the seed funding as the other companies, which is 20 grand for 6%. And so that's a tough opportunity to turn down. So
it's not a bad, especially when it's not even your idea. You don't even have to mess with it.
Yeah, well,
it comes from a great mind. So usually every week we like to do some sort of app of the week, and I didn't do one particularly because I wanted to see yours. So why don't you show the camera? What just walk us through what Blue Photo Stories is.
Sure.
Because it sounds pretty self-explanatory. Photo stories, right? So I take a picture of what, my dog. And then, how's it work?
Yeah, well, so we are doing audio annotation over photos, right? So our favorite use case, or mine actually, is looking at old photos. You probably have old photos from your maybe sitting in your mom's house, neglected in a shoebox in the corner. Analog photos. Actual photos that there's no digital copy of it. I mean, there's a what's the stories behind those?
Oh my gosh! That's like so 2010.
Yeah, exactly. Well, obviously, digital photo space is very exciting. The sheer volume is astounding. 500 million photos are shared daily on the social web, but we know there's probably about estimated 1.2 trillion analog photos, and we really want to be able to pass on the memories with that photo. And how can you do that in an easy and elegant way? So obviously you have to digitize the photos, but you can do it with any photo. So our viewer is going to allow you to import from Facebook, import from your camera roll, grab the photos that are most important to you. And for me, I'd love to be able to go to my grandpa's house and get all these old photos, get them in my iPad, and they say, hey, Grandpa, tell me about this. Where were you 50 years ago when you proposed to Grandma? Like, tell me about this story. And be able to get his actual voice recorded with the photo, and then I can share it with my family. It's a very wow experience. They'd be blown away.
So wow me. Show me some of this stuff.
Well, so what we did.
You can turn it around so we can see it on the camera.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to open this up. I don't know where we can look at the camera one. So this is Hank, and you can kind of hear the audio right now. It's kind of faint. I can maybe put it up to my microphone. But we sat with Hank, and he actually swiped through a slideshow of different photos today, and was talking about the memories associated with it. So we grabbed some photos online of him, and this is different photos that he's talking about his daughter right now. So this is a Hank photo, very special moment. Maya, this is his daughter Maya. I'm sure she would love to hear his reaction with this photo as well.
She must have been like 2 years old or 3 years old.
Oh, I see. So you get that kind of archive that goes along with it. And
oh my goodness.
I see the oh my goodness. So there's a lot of laughing that seems to go on.
I used to wear glasses.
It's a very very enjoyable experience. I can speak to. We did a product demo video just on last week. Actually, I'm going to stop this now if we can.
Wired magazine.
Do you want to keep this up?
No, it's okay.
Okay. I didn't know the audio.
So make a slideshow and then just talk about it. Because that's what people do, or they used to do. I remember they used to have the big donut full of slides and go through the slides. And
exactly. Right. You watch any Mad Men and all, right? When they're doing a pitch, it's on that slide projector. And one of the best pitches that he ever did was the Kodak one, and he went through his own old photos in a very memorable Don Draper style pitch. This is, we're trying to be Don Draper for the new age, I guess.
Don Draper for the new age.
I know that's
it seems like such a simple and obvious thing, and no one's done this before?
Well, no one's doing it really well, we don't believe. There's no one that's focusing on this kind of family history, the genealogy, this really important oral history application. The technology exists to be able to do this, but it's a laborious process. You know, even setting up a camera. You know, we're looking at cameras right now. If I want to get stories from my grandpa, and I have to set up this big camera, and I'm going to do all this editing work after, it's very time consuming. And if I'm going to show him photos, then you can't necessarily see what he's looking at. It's a production value. Great, it would be great to do video with your loved ones, to be able to get that context and that texture. But when you forget that you're getting recorded, when you're just in a lean back activity with an iPad. You're looking at the photos, swiping, you're engaging with the product. You know, a camera in your face, you're going to react differently. So we really see this as a very genuine, immediate off-the-cuff response that is different than, tell me about this, and you put a camera in someone's face. So.
Well, and you were able to build a prototype in a few weeks.
Yeah. So like I said, we're very excited about what we can accomplish by the end of Demo Day. And again, for Blue Startups, Demo Day is the culmination of our time there. So in December, on December 4th, Chenoa will thank me for definitely pitching this. But December 4th, everybody come on down, and I think we're going to be at Sheraton Waikiki. All the teams, there's 7 of us in the cohort. We're going to be pitching each of our companies.
Oh, so. To the public.
Uh-huh.
Is this for investment or just for show?
Yes and yes. It's for recent SEC regulations, we can't actually come right out and say what what our request is there. But we're definitely, these are young companies. We're excited about what we can do, but obviously resources are required to get there. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we have to run to a quick break.
Sounds
we're going
good.
to talk a little bit more about this. I'm Attilia Seress, and we're talking with Luke Tucker about Blue Photo Stories, and we'll be right back after the break. This is ThinkTech Friday.
Hi, I'm Steve Petranek, editor of Hawaii Business Magazine, and I'm going to be part of Newsmorphosis 3, a look at online news in Hawaii. And along with me there will be Patty Epler of Civil Beat and HuffPost Hawaii, Malia Zimmerman of Hawaii Reporter, Jared Kuroiwa of KHON, and moderating us all is Howard Dykes of Hawaii News Now. If you want to know how Hawaii it gets its news now and will be getting it in the future, you need to be at Newsmorphosis 3. That's at 11:30 on October 24th at the Plaza Club. See you then.
Welcome back to ThinkTech Friday. I'm your host, Attilia Seress. We're here with Luke Tucker talking about Blue Photo Stories, a new app that's being developed out of Blue Startups. This is the venture accelerator that's right next door. It's part of Hank Rogers' pet project, I guess is the best way to put it, where he's helping small startup companies get recognized. And we're looking for the next big thing here on ThinkTech, and this could be it. So
it could be it.
A few years from now, don't forget us little people down here
Sure.
at ThinkTech. We helped you get started.
Yeah, back in the day.
Now the app, of course, allows you to look at a slideshow and then record, sort of like an audio dialogue of
Sure.
what happened when those pictures were being taken in the first place. So, like you mentioned, you had Hank, kissing his daughter, and I remember that when she was 2 years old, and they're so cute when they're 2 years old.
Sure.
So tell me about what's next here, because this sounds like a great app. But like I told you during the break, it sounds like something that a couple of college kids could do on a weekend and launch their own company. What's proprietary about this, and what's different?
Sure, that's a great question. For the actual technical hurdles to develop what we would call a minimum viable product, right? What's your MVP, so to speak? They're not big, as you mentioned. It's the technology exists today. We're not going to base our hopes upon our proprietary in this MVP, but what we want to build out, and just kind of build a vision for you for a second here. There's a lot of opportunities that people are looking at photos in so many different ways, right? I mentioned the massive market of these digital photos, and the problem that people are going to have, and already have, is managing their entire volume of their photos. How many photos you take each day, it's just only going to grow and grow and grow. So that's one issue that I'm going to touch on in a second about a potential use case of this product. We really like the memory, the ancestry, the family history piece, because we think 95 million pieces of content uploaded to Ancestry.com is fascinating. people are really interested in getting these oral histories and recorded in an easy and elegant way. To build out some of the different things with the intellectual property aspects of it is looking at voice recognition and audio tagging in a photo. So right now you can talk to text on your iPhone or Android or mini smartphones. When you want to tag a photo in Facebook or in iPhoto today, you got to type it in. I got to type in Attilia Seress, Blue Startups, ThinkTech Hawaii. Why can't I just say that? Why can't I just actually speak and annotate over a photo and it automatically will actually transcribe it, and then there's metadata tagged with that photo for future.
Why can't you do that now? I think you can.
In iPhoto?
Yeah, well, on my Android.
Mm-hmm. The Samsung has a similar capability for you to do that.
Yeah, so it can already do this.
Okay.
So you're saying, so you can add this to some sort of family photo rather than a Facebook photo.
Well, sure. You know, we're looking at the market as those that you care about most. You know, this is for your more close circle of friends that you want to get your maybe memories that matter to your family. To be able to share that, there is definitely possibly an opportunity to look at like StoryCorps. StoryCorps, if you're familiar, is something on PBS Radio, I believe, that they're actually going around the country and getting stories of people. So story, we believe, matters. Getting those memories matters, and sharing those moments in that way. There's a lot of companies that are tackling it from different angles. And I don't think there's any clear front runner in that way. There's big technology companies that are doing related things. Obviously, you look at what is, biggest camera today is an iPhone. You know, if you look at Flickr.com and their stats for the top 5 cameras,
sure,
it's an iPhone.
I saw it on their Apple ad. More pictures are taken by an iPhone
right.
than anything else.
They got these really beautiful, elegant ads that are rolling out, and that's Apple. That's what they're going to do.
Well, and that's fine, but I mean, how do you guys plan on monetizing on this?
Sure. From the business model side, we're clearly looking at, and I think you mentioned during the break as well, is the storage opportunities. If you can get probably the most valuable photos many people have are these analog photos. There are a lot of fragmented market in the photo scanning services to be able to say, well, what if we were to scan your photos for you, and you come to our service and we can add all these additional value add things, such as audio annotation of your photos and getting these memories. And then you start adding services that they would be able to interact with their photos, and that's where they're going to store them. And then you let them do all these things, and then maybe, like Dropbox is 5 GB free per month. So you work with some of these partners, provide this storage capability. Storage margins are amazing in terms of from the business side, right? The cost of storage is going down, and people pay on a service level for 10, 15, 50, 100 gigabytes or whatnot.
So your idea is that you're going to partner up with a storage provider, cloud storage provider, a photo scanning service, and then you're going to solicit the end user to pay for these services, and that's your monetary plan. There's no ads or any of that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, ads are, I think, a negative user experience, and from a business side, you're not going to make money on them until you get a lot of people on it. Right? In Instagram, how long did they go before they actually just recently blog posted that they're going to start monetizing the platform through advertisements? But they still got valued at $1 billion and bought up by Facebook. That's a huge outlier in terms of photo-related startups, right?
It's unusual, yeah.
Yeah, it's insanely unusual, and that's what everybody's going to point to. Well, when we look at actually interest and investment in photo-related startups, it's more than tripled in the last year and a half. And any competitors that we look at that are doing audio annotation of photos similar to what we're doing have all launched these products in the last 3 to 6 months. There's an interesting trend here that when we're looking at tackling photos and being able to do that we think it's an exciting space to be able to grow that. We would look to mirror some of the Dropbox models, but we're not going to necessarily point people to Dropbox. We would actually go through our own, have it be on our own servers and be able to be the ones that are archiving your mememories.
And so when will I be able to go and download this app and start playing with it?
Well, it's...
or is someone going to be watching this and they got a project for the weekend?
Right, yeah. Soon, but not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
Obviously for, I mentioned Demo Day, any company that's building a product with Blue Startups, we're going to focus on trying to get something available. That product, maybe in a small beta group of testers. Obviously, I showed you right now what we have just within our own team to testing things. To go through the Apple certification process and get it launched by December 4th would be an aggressive goal, but we're startups, right? We got to shoot for the stars. So.
And how about Android? Anything on there, or is it just going to be Apple for starters?
It'll just be Apple for starters. We did kind of, I would say at the beginning, kind of look at our different channel opportunities. And when I say channel, obviously iPhone versus Android primarily, especially if you're going mobile. We look at a web app. Does that make sense from a technical side? Well, how do you deal with the browser limitations in terms of accessing the microphone on the device? Shareability is an issue, right? As a startup, you want to make sure that the content you're producing can actually be shared with people that might not have an iPhone. How does that work? What kind of file type of sharing of this are we looking at?
How about the Microsoft phone? I see ads for it because they have some great camera that's built into the Nokias.
Yeah.
And I said, wow, I would consider Microsoft phones just because of the 40 megapixels that they're, quote unquote, 40 megapixels that it has. But what about, does the Microsoft platform, is that flexible? Is that attractive as a developer?
Well, not a developer myself. I can't speak to some of the technical hurdles, but more from the business side when I'm looking at market share. And tracking the Windows Phone, it doesn't quite even come on the radar. When you look at any of the Samsung, HTC, Android and iOS are, I think, 90+%. Windows might be growing up to 5-7%, but it's still a very small fraction. Even if you look at from what are the top browsers, right? Internet Explorer, Safari, Chrome, Firefox.
On desktops, yes.
Well, on desktop, exactly. If you go mobile, then what are you looking at?
Totally different, yeah.
Android browser as secondary to the Safari mobile browser. So Windows, that's why when you look at building a web app, it's channel agnostic. We're not looking at only iPhones or only iPads, but we also like building iOS or an iPhone app. It's not the best experience, but you can just 2 times the size and you get an iPad.
Well, I'm just saying, the reason is, we were talking about this earlier. I have the iPad mini, which I really like.
Yeah.
But you have the iPad. But, there's also a lot of other, I also have an Android tablet.
Okay.
And the Android tablets are phenomenal, and they're half the price. So they're selling them like crazy. You can go to Costco today, every tablet that they sell is Android-based. You have Samsung this, Samsung that, and something else that's Samsung.
Right.
All Android-based. And as you know, some of the top phones out there are Samsung. So I wouldn't cross that off your list.
Oh, absolutely
especially
not.
From a tablet standpoint.
It's just from a resource standpoint, right? What do we tackle first? And when you kind of maybe put a matrix together that says, well, this is the top platform. It's a different coding for Android and iOS, right?
You have
so
to
for
different
this,
languages.
to get something up quick, you got to choose and just go with it. So we love Android. We know that it's growing, the thing with the tablets is there's a lot of different Android tablets with different resolutions, with different screen sizes. It's different manufacturers, different OS, potentially in terms of the different whether you're on Android 4.0 or 5.1 or 5.2, 5.3. It's much more fragmented. So it's more difficult to tackle that. Whereas iOS is still going to be a little bit fragmented, whether you're on a mini, different screen resolution and size, so it's a design challenge, but it's more limited. You're not looking at as many variables. So
I like it. Well, so we will look forward to this app in December.
Yes, hopefully. That's our aggressive goal. So.
And is it going to be a free app?
Yep, we look to have it a free app. We are Boo Photo Stories, as you know, as our company name, and we're excited to actually look at different product name that we're going to name the product and roll out under. And the actual product name is called Ritify. R-I-T-I-F-Y. See, Riti in Sanskrit actually means memory. And so Ritify is it's a very startup name, right? We have, I think startups kind of have this love affair with really short, beautiful names, but so it's a 6-letter domain that we're able to kind of roll out and a product that we can build on. And so we're excited to roll that out too.
Ritify. You like to make words that
can actually be a verb too. Have you ritified your memories? So next time I'm going to come back in January and say, have you ritified your memories?
Ritified. It's close to ratify too, kind of. Like,
ratify, as well as one vowel, right? Difference.
Ritify, ratify. And was that Hank's idea too, or was that someone else?
No, that was our team. I got to give our designer a little props.
and so all 4 of these guys are working different facets of the business. And
they sure cross over a little bit, but yeah, that's part of when you look at a startup: design, business, and tech. That's what you need to really execute a startup.
Now, can you tell us, here on ThinkTech, what were the other 2 ideas you guys turned down?
I would love to, but I can't.
Oh, that would be too bad. That's the one
That would be,
like
yeah, that's, you know, maybe someday if you get Hank on here, he can kind of shed some light on that. Or maybe, hey, that's the next cohort startup that you're going to see, the wildcard team. So I don't want to spill any future startup ideas that might come out of that.
Well, and that's the thing, is you have those seven startups, you said.
Yep.
And this is a cohort, so kind of like a class. That's the way I see it, kind of like a class.
Definitely. It's like a, you know, almost a fraternity, if you will, as well. We
Really?
They set up in this program Demo Day, not Demo Day, excuse me.
Hazing Day.
Hazing Day. Yeah.
Well,
the teams from the first cohort, we're going to be enjoying an alumni weekend. So the teams that went through the first group and the cohort in May are going to kind of be able to come back and just, it's just the relationships. You get to see, hey, these are people that have gone through the similar thing we're going through. We're going to be able to, you know, grow the brand of Blue Startups. We're all, you know, interested in seeing tech grow in Hawaii, right? I think that's part of the reason why you guys are here, is to try and, you know, grow this industry.
Trying to find the next big thing.
The next big thing.
Are you guys the next big thing?
Yes.
Why?
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 I really like our team. I like the industry that we're tackling. I think we got a great backing. Hank Rogers, obviously being an exciting investor member, it's his idea. So from his success, we're excited to kind of come along and get the backing of Blue Startups and Hawaii's investment.
And how many jobs are you going to create here?
That is a great question. Well, we got 4 right out the gate.
There you go.
So we'll start with that.
Got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, I want to see the Ritify app.
Yes.
You said next year sometime, so we hope so.
We're looking forward to it in the next 4 to 6 months. If we can get it earlier, then, you know, we'll be hitting you up to come back and talk about it on ThinkTech maybe.
Let's do it.
All right, Attilia.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, all of you stay tuned. We're going to be back in a moment with Ani Martirosian with AMS Naturals. That's going to be our next big startup. We hope that she's going to make her dance. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after this break.
I'm Steve Petranek, editor of Hawaii Business Magazine, and I'm going to be part of Newsmorphosis 3, a look at online news in Hawaii. And along with me there will be Patty Epler of Civil Beat and HuffPost Hawaii, Malia Zimmerman of Hawaii Reporter, Jared Kuroiva of KHON, and moderating us all is Howard Dykes of Hawaii News Now. If you want to know how Hawaii it gets its news now and will be getting it in the future, you need to be at Newsmorphosis 3. That's at 11:30 on October 24th at the Plaza Club. See you then.
Aloha, I'm Maria Kashem of ThinkTech Hawaii, and I want to tell you about our ThinkTech on OC16 show. This week on ThinkTech on OC16, we'll take a look at the Honolulu Century Ride organized by the Hawaii Bicycling League on Sunday, September 29th. This was the 32nd Century Ride, and thousands of riders showed up. It was a beautiful day and a beautiful experience for the people involved. There's always a lot to come on ThinkTech. Tune in to ThinkTech on OC16. See our broadcast schedule on thinktechhawaii.com. I'm Maria Kashem, and I'll see you there. Mahalo.
I'm Bill Spencer, President of the Hawaii Venture Capital Association. We do monthly luncheon programs with ThinkTech about things that matter to Hawaii entrepreneurs, investors, and business service providers. So join us on the 4th Thursday of every month at the Plaza Club. For information about upcoming events or to join our mailing list, visit hvca.org. See you there.
We're back, we're live, and you're watching ThinkTech Friday. I'm your host, Attilia Seress, and we're here with Ani Martirosian with AMS Naturals. Welcome to the show, Ani.
Thanks so much, Attila. Thanks for having me.
Now, of course, on ThinkTech, we're looking for the next big thing. So we're looking for the next big company, the next Google, the next Microsoft. I'm not sure if this is a Google product, but this is definitely something that's a startup and something new and something that's unique to Hawaii.
Most definitely.
And
yes.
that has to do, you're in the health and wellness business, right?
So absolutely, I'm the managing founder and partner for AMS Naturals. We're an all-natural herbal and fruit supplement company. We produce the 4 products you see here on the table.
So this is made in Hawaii?
Made in Hawaii, locally in Waianae, in our production facility.
AMS, what does AMS stand for?
It stands for Aloha Medical Supply. So Aloha Medical Supply is a company that AMS Naturals is inspired from. It's my parents' company. It's a medical equipment and supply company based also out of Oahu. Their offices are in Hawaii Kai. Their main warehouse is in Waianae as well.
Okay.
So we're kind of following suit. My brother is my partner. We're following suit. And I think that we're not the next Google. We definitely are, I think, the next big thing in Hawaii, because we're focused on health and wellness, and I think we really need to focus on that more here.
I gotta be honest, I see a lot of vitamins everywhere.
Yes.
Everywhere from Costco to well, let's see, every shop, every little shop. I've seen GNCs everywhere.
Yeah.
So, what is it about Hawaii that makes it unique for creating vitamins?
It doesn't. In
So there's
fact,
nothing
honestly,
special
there's
about
nothing.
Hawaii.
Most of the products you see on the shelves in GNC or in larger companies, larger retail stores, are not made in Hawaii. And some may be stamped made in Hawaii, but they're actually bottles that they receive in Hawaii and by large shipments. They put a label on there that says made in Hawaii, and they sell it as such. So what's unique about our product is that we actually make everything in our facilities in Waianae.
But is there something unique about Hawaii in terms of, is our air better? I know, like, for example, like there's the deep Hawaiian water, like deep sea Hawaiian water.
Right.
You can't get that anywhere else on Earth because it's deep sea Hawaiian water. Well, do you use Hawaiian water here, or what's different
So
about
everything that we produce here. So we use obviously the air, water, and soil of Hawaii. We source all of our ingredients either locally, and if we can't find them locally, and that's been one of our challenges, like goji berry, I can't find one per single farm who produces goji berry extract. But we do our best to source everything locally. We use obviously, the air and water here to produce all of our products.
So that production that's what makes it unique, right?
Absolutely.
That's what no one can create.
Absolutely. In fact, the funny story for you, Attilia, when we first started this company and the idea, we were in research and development for a while. We decided to buy machinery. Finally, we made that one big leap. Large investments. We bought machines, and when they came into Hawaii, customs stopped us. They had never seen a capsulizing machine or a bottling machine or a capsule polishing machine come into Hawaii before, so they were curious. They had never seen one. So they stopped their, our shipment, and they took all of the pallets out, damaged, a lot of our machinery, put them back. We received the machines. We had no idea how to use these machines, let alone how to fix them. We soon came to find out that there's nobody on the island who even knows how to fix these machines. So we become engineers in the process of starting this business.
I see, I've had a few guests on here that said, we had no idea how to make an app. So we went on YouTube and just kind of watched them do it. So you were able to get, where are these machines made? In Asia somewhere? Or where?
Depends. So we went to a lot of trade shows. We really wanted to search for the best machine possible. So most of our machines are made in Germany. We have a few that are made in China. They're all stainless steel, food grade.
Okay. So you have sort of like a big commercial kitchen.
Absolutely. And, that's exactly what it is.
And polishing. I know how they polish M&Ms. It looks like a big cement mixer.
That's exactly
it.
Kind
of roll around. Is that what's happened with these little pills here?
Exactly. So each one of these capsules needs to be polished, because if they weren't polished, it would have a lot of extract dust on them. So all the machine does is there's a funnel, feeds it into a larger circular, I would say, an apparatus, spins it, polishes it, then it comes out through another area, ready to be bottled, ready to be bottled. Yeah.
And so I see 4 different bottles here. One is a diabetes formula. One is a goji berry, which you said was it was assembled in Hawaii.
Exactly.
Assembled in Hawaii. And then a memory formula. I'm guessing this is ginseng.
Nope, it's actually DHA and DHEA.
DHA and
They're like omega-3 fatty acids.
Oh, like, are these, I know you can get these from fish oil. But,
absolutely. So there's a vegetarian seaweed.
This is the vegetarian one?
Right.
Oh, okay. Because I heard these are actually better.
They're much better. And especially if you're vegetarian, it works with your diet. So.
Are you vegetarian?
I used to be vegetarian.
What happened?
My body just needs a lot of iron, and unfortunately, it wasn't absorbing it from vegetable sources. So I have to eat some protein now and then, and when I do, it's always grass-fed, local, organic. So I throw some meat in there, but generally I'm a vegetarian.
Okay, well, it's I've always had this thing about being vegetarian. I was vegetarian for a while too.
You were, okay.
Yeah, it's tough to do.
How did your body deal with it? Because everyone's body is different, and this is one of the messages that I always try to relate to anyone I speak with. People try to go on these crazy fad diets, and they'll try to juice every single day, or they'll go to Atkins, assuming that if they just eat a lot of meat, their body won't take any of the, won't keep any of the fat, no sugars. I think it's a bad idea. We all need a balance. So if you feel like, I need meat. So if you feel like you need meat, don't deprive your body of it. It's very important that we all listen to our bodies because they're so different.
And so these kind of formulas help you get more in touch with what your body needs, or
absolutely, that's exactly what happens.
Because I see a picture on here, and the picture is of it looks like I'll hold it next to my head. It looks like a brain with a puzzle missing.
Yep.
So this is kind of, the memory formula is kind of like how I feel half the day. I'm wondering, wait a minute, am I missing something today? So this is going to fill my gap, right? And because it's made in Hawaii, it's something different.
Yes, and the interesting thing about the memory formula itself is it also helps your joints. So we've been our guinea pig. My brother and I are partners, as I mentioned. We've been our own guinea pigs. All of our friends and family tested it out. And my grandmother is the one, interestingly enough, who's like, I need memory. She's, she won't appreciate me mentioning her name. So she's aging. She needs a little bit more, a little bit of memory support. She took the memory. And at the same time, she was having joint issues. So she said, I'll try the memory first, and I'll try the joint and see how it affects me. Sure enough, within a couple of weeks, she could remember the names of her old friends, and she had an easier time walking. So it makes sense because DHA and DHA also help with inflammation, and they help your joints. So this product is a 2-in-1.
And so these sound like great products. Are there better products out there? Or would you say that this, because it's in Hawaii, it gives it a different angle?
Till I'm partial. This is my company, so I have to say my products are the best, and I believe they're the best. One of the reasons why we started AMS Naturals was because I couldn't find a quality product on the market that I trusted. And that's why I decided to create one.
Because I think originally you did not you're not a biologist or a pharmacist.
No, I'm not. I have a passion for health, but my background education-wise is in the law.
Law?
Yeah.
So you're an attorney who's decided to switch gears.
I don't practice law. I actually teach. I keep one foot in there. I teach at Hawaii Pacific University, a great class called Crimes and Criminals. And my favorite topic is, of course, white-collar crimes and fraud. Because a lot of these other manufacturers, I feel, are not making the best representations of their products. A few, you'll always notice them when they come on the news, see the product on there, says that they claim this and this, and the result was horrible. And so I think that it's important for consumers to know, to know what they're purchasing. And we also help with awareness via our website.
Well, I want to hear about why you're going to be the next big thing, but we have to go to a break. So for those of you watching, I'm Attilia Seress here with ThinkTech Friday. Also on the show is Ani Martirosian from AMS Naturals, and we'll be right back after this break.
You're probably wondering why we've called you here today. There are things in the world you just got to get your head around. I know, for one, it's a lot of work. Thank God that there is a place where I can go and hear meaningful dialogue over my screen. ThinkTech. Be there or be illiterate.
Welcome back. You're watching ThinkTech Friday. I'm your host, Attilia Seress. We're here with Ani Martirosian from AMS Naturals. We're looking at ThinkTech for the next big thing, the next big company, the one that's going to make their dent on the world. And with us today, Ani says she is it. So, Ani, you're the next big thing, but, I haven't seen any other Hawaii company try to make vitamins or nutritional supplements or any of that kind of stuff before. Right. Why is that, and how is it that you're able to do this, and what kind of regulations do we have in place that could potentially sink your business or shoot it to the next level?
Right. So, Attila, first of all, there aren't many companies doing what we do because it costs a lot. It costs a lot to live in Hawaii, let alone own a business here. I'm sure you very well know, most of us who live here, it's, everything costs a lot. Food costs a lot, rent costs a lot. So just leasing a place, having the resources, availability to this machinery that we have in our factory, staffing it, everything from our website to paying our employees, costs a lot of money. So I think that's one of the main reasons why there isn't another company out there doing the same thing we're doing, which is producing all natural fruit and herbal supplements in Hawaii. And in terms of regulation, it's a tricky subject because we are FDA registered. We're FDA registered, although interestingly, the FDA does not require registration and it does not require approval of natural herbal supplements. So in terms of sinking our company, I can't really think of any regulations that will sink our company. The only thing that I can think of is whenever there's a study that's been made. So for example, noni, the product that we have now, this one particularly, it's an immunity and digestive support. It's known in Polynesia, it has been known in Polynesia for centuries for being so incredibly potent, great for your immune system, great for digestion. Noni is being studied further, and there's funding being put into studying noni. And when these conclusive studies do come up, the FDA will recognize noni as being beneficial for the human body, and then they'll regulate noni, which will make it more difficult for people to get their hands on, and the price of noni will go up. So this type of awareness catches up to science, and then the FDA will approve a product, and that product will then inevitably be hard to get a hold of, like pharmaceuticals.
So you think that noni is going to eventually become a pharmaceutical drug?
I think so.
It's going to be regulated? You're going to need a prescription?
I definitely think so, yes.
Immunity and digestive support, antioxidant. What does this do? What does noni do?
Noni is fantastic for your immune system, as I mentioned. One of the uses for noni, and I hesitate to say this because as somebody who works for an herbal and fruit supplements company, we can't really make any claims of curing disease, but noni is being studied for curing cancer. And that's where the FDA regulation would come in. Because I think eventually they will find that noni is scientifically proven to cure cancer.
Well, and we talked also earlier about juicing, and I think it's dangerous to say that anything can cure cancer, but it certainly can make your life a little bit better. So is noni like a detoxifier?
Noni is a detoxifier.
Is that
yes,
what it does?
Noni is a detoxifier. If someone's looking for a detox, which many people are nowadays, I always recommend our liver support formula that you get on amsnaturals.com. It's one of our more affordable products because our liver is the filter of our entire system. So noni works that angle as well. It's great for your liver. It's a great detox, and it also helps boost your immunity. It's got lots of vitamin C in it, naturally occurring in the noni fruit plant. And like you mentioned last time, just a couple of minutes ago, why don't other companies make this product? Well, it's tricky. You have to know which part of the fruit really affects the body in which way. And so the noni fruit is a noni fruit, and you can see the picture on the bottle here.
Yeah, it looks like
showing you. It looks like a brown green fruit with
like an acorn, like an unripe acorn.
Yes, it does.
How big are they?
About
they're big.
3 inches, 3 to 4, 3 by 4.
And they do they grow in Hawaii?
They do grow in Hawaii.
So you buy these from
Hawaii? So they're indigenous to Hawaii. Oh. Yes, we buy our noni fruit from Maui.
Oh, really? Okay.
We do, right.
So it's processed directly from Maui in your facility. And then, and is there something different about the noni fruit here versus in the Philippines?
Well, we try to source all of our ingredients locally. If we can't source it locally, we source it from where the fruit or the herb or the root is indigenous. The reason we do that is because we figure, and I mean, we also consult with medical doctors and naturopaths and medicinal gurus, that it's wherever the fruit is indigenous is where the fruit is most potent. It's where the soil has all the nutrients readily available for the fruit to grow and be something that's really powerful for the human organism. So that's what we go ahead and do. And noni does originate from Hawaii, from Polynesia.
So
it's easy here.
Easy. So no one else could do it. You should open up a plant in Maui. That'd be great.
That's our next extension. It'll be a natural progression, yeah. But right now, what I'm focusing most of my efforts on is e-commerce. We have a website, amsnaturals.com, and we set it up initially to help all the retailers that we're in, like Dole Plantation, Polynesian Cultural Center, Food Pantry, Island Vintage, Pages and Pages. We want to help our retailers have a reference point as to what products they're selling, in terms of not only price, but in terms of what the ingredients are of a product, the picture. And we realized that a lot of the people who went and bought our products from these retail stores would go online and search for a company. And so what we've done since then is we've created an e-commerce site so consumers or customers can go ahead and purchase our products online.
Well, that's great. I mean, do you have international distribution for this, or is it just nationwide?
We have 3 test markets, one in Egypt, one in Germany, and one in Denmark.
Really?
We just want to see what our products do before we start spreading our wings internationally.
Why those markets versus the mainland?
There's interest in natural products, and not only interest, there's awareness that our natural products can heal. I think we too often in the West rely on pharmaceuticals to help us with our ailments. Unfortunately, because nature is so, we haven't even touched the surface of how much our environment can help us in terms of healing different ailments that we may have.
Well, just look at aspirin.
Exactly. Look at penicillin.
Sure.
Look at any of the antibiotics we're taking now that help fight infection.
Well, and so if your plan is to go into these international markets first, and then what, circle back to the mainland?
Well,
or?
Hawaii is home. Hawaii is home from me and also my family. So we'll always be here. We'll always produce from here. But it is important for us to spread the word. I think Hawaii seems like a really remote location around the world, so the markets for Hawaii-made products are larger. But at the same time, people who are local appreciate our products. In fact, 65% of the people who purchase our products are local. And they do because they have attractive labels. They do, also help tourists tourists and visitors alike have something unique to take back home with them from their travels. But local people do find interest in our products, yes.
Yeah, can we get this at ABC stores, or where are these?
We tried ABC as a test store, and they just didn't sell quite well because there is like 2-3 full shelves of supplements at ABC.
Really?
So it's difficult for a product to stand out regardless of how good it is. You'll need an associate to stand, or a store clerk to stand in front of the shelves, explain which products do what. And so that's we're having difficulty with that aspect of our company. We know how good our products are. We've spent hours tirelessly working on their formulas, consultations, working on labeling, getting these machines up and running, having a facility that we can produce these supplements in. But in the end, it really is about consumer awareness. And if your consumer doesn't know why your product is good, it's difficult for them to buy it.
It's the one thing that they don't tell you about the vitamin industry and the supplement industry, and I happen to know this because I happen to know some people in this industry.
Great, tell me.
There's trends. There's like fads.
Yes.
Fads and vitamins.
Yeah, so let me tell you what the recent fad is. The fad was acai berry. Remember the acai bowls everywhere. Jamba Juice started doing it. All the large retailers started of fruits and juices started doing it. Now the fad is noni.
Noni
is slowly opening up into being the current trend. So,
and so that's what you think you're going to be the next big thing, is because maybe some of the noni trend, you can ride that wave, and then maybe pick up the next one.
Absolutely.
Which could be coconuts for all we know. We got a lot of coconuts here.
That's true. We do have a lot of coconuts.
I never see where they go, but where did the coconuts go? Do you know?
I have no idea, Attila. Let me know when you find out.
I see palm trees, but no coconuts on them. I always wonder, where are the coconuts?
No, I think coconuts are dangerous. They do kill a few people a year.
Yeah.
I think they kill quite a few people a year, actually.
They damage a lot of cars, too.
Yeah.
So it would be nice to have a coconut supplement. That's your next big idea. You're welcome.
Well, think about it. Thank you so much. Well, thank you in a couple of years.
And, we had mentioned kind of maybe a little bit off topic about juicing. Is that something that you support, or is that just kind of part of... is that something you're working on in your business, or is it just a hobby of yours?
I love the idea of juicing. Like I said, everything in moderation. I believe in balancing your body with healthy nutrients, vitamins and minerals. I think juicing is great for 1 or 2 days, maybe 3 days max, to get your body full of vitamins and minerals, because so much of our environment is toxic, especially nowadays. So I think that juicing really helps detoxify your system.
So you think just our environment is creating toxicity, and then the juicing and maybe some of these supplements kind of help clear that out?
Yes, Attila, there's so many toxins around us right now. I mean, everything from the dishwashing fluid that you use to clean your plates, or the shampoo that you use, from the whatever you wash your car with. There are so many toxins. Everything that's made around us that costs, that's reasonable, that's reasonably priced, is oftentimes artificial and made with chemicals. A lot of the food that we eat, some of it is now GM, which really is something that I'm very cautious about. So it's difficult. You really need to be very vigilant to make sure that you're reducing the amount of toxins around you and toxic exposure. And so I think juicing is a great thing to do once in a while to make sure that you balance your body, detoxify your system, because it's inevitable. We have toxins around us.
Well, I remember watching a documentary on Netflix, this is maybe a few months ago. It was all about toxicity in our environment. And I think one of the things that they recommended, instead of spraying air freshener, was do the OTW, open the window.
That's always great to have a nice breeze flowing through your home or your office. Unfortunately, in downtown, there are not too many buildings that allow you to open up the windows. So in your work environment, where you're there about 8 hours a day, I would say minimum nowadays, you have absolutely no way of opening the windows. So your exposure is heightened.
So live better by trying to do some detoxification. And is that what the focus is on, some of these or all of these? I think you have the...
We have 3 products particularly that help your body detoxify. Noni is one of them, liver is the other, and the acai berry supplement we have is the final one. Yes, our liver support.
It's called liver. Oh, here we go.
Liver support formula.
Men's libido support. Couldn't stay away from that market, huh? Pretty good.
You know, there aren't too many natural products out there that help women's and men's libido, so we decided that it's one of the things.
Wow, who knew this kind of stuff was being made in Hawaii? Great for export.
Exactly.
Okay, so where do you predict your sales in 5 years?
Monetarily? Or in terms of...
Let's just say an average number of units. Like how many units do you sell now and how much do you expect that to grow?
We initially started selling, we started selling 1 case every week. And that was a very small quantity we were testing. Now we're selling about, I would say, 1,500 cases a month.
Wow.
Just quite a bit of supplement. So in the next 5 years, we're expecting to sell, our goal is to sell 500,000 cases.
And are you going to be shipping many of those out, or is this mostly local?
Both. So the test markets, we're already seeing some really great results. So a lot of export will have to take place. Locally, all of our retailers are doing really well. So they're pushing their product, consumers love it. We're getting a lot of online sales now too. So there'll be a little bit of both.
Now, call me crazy, but typically when a business starts doing really well, then another business pops up. Have you seen that happen yet?
Yes, I have. And you know, we actually enjoy the competition because the mission, the goal for our company is to provide consumers with something healthy to turn to, that they know is quality, that they know has potent extract that is sourced from good ingredients. If the competition is doing the same thing, we welcome them. So my only apprehension there is it's difficult to do what we do. There was a lot of investment on our part necessary to start the business. So I'm only hoping that the competitors who do pop up actually do a good job, because my main concern is for the consumers.
Yeah, you don't want them to have a bottle very similar to yours.
No, I don't.
Costs a little bit less.
Yes.
Has a less quality involved.
Yes, because right now we are seeing that on the market. We are seeing a lot of companies who are able to come to retailers and offer them a cheaper price. And the reason being is because the products are not made in Hawaii. So making anything in Hawaii, like I said, just costs a lot more. So my only hope is that consumers are not tricked by any company who does market their products as made in Hawaii or all natural. That's a key, all natural, when in fact they have unnatural ingredients. So my advice for consumers is please read the label. Labels are so very important when you're shopping for anything, but especially when you're shopping for something like a supplement where you'll be taking it on a daily basis. So read the ingredients, give the label a really good once-over, and then research the company. See how long they've been around, see what their methods were for production, see whether they have a local factory here. If they do, give them a call, ask them questions. It's always, I think that it's an onus for every single consumer to take the responsibility onto themselves to make sure that what they're buying is actually good for them. Because marketing, marketing marketing is fantastic, but you can market so many products in different ways and get a message across where in fact the truth is not necessarily what is being marketed.
How are you guys doing marketing as a startup? I'm assuming you've spent all this money on this equipment and everything else.
Yes.
How are you marketing in other markets, and how are you marketing locally?
In other markets, we're marketing through partners. So there are a few key partners that we've traveled and found who are able to, who are in the same industry, who know contacts and who have distributors. So we're marketing it that way internationally. Locally, it's a lot of marketing. A lot of the marketing that I don't do personally is done by word of mouth. So somebody will buy a product and love it and tell a friend, tell a family member. They'll go onto our website and order online, or they'll call us and we'll refer them to a retail location where they can go and purchase a product if they want it, just same day or next day. Also, we're doing a lot of online marketing. So this is a tech show talking about tech. We do a lot of online marketing with Google AdWords. It's fantastic so far. We also have a lot of retailers that we partner with as well, who, like I said, the problem with ABC was there was nobody there to tell the person who wanted to buy the supplement how and why this is beneficial for you. So a lot of the retail locations, we do training, we expose them to the benefits of our supplements and ask that they share that with their clientele.
I've heard Costco is a good place to go.
Costco's great, and we are aiming to get there soon, within a year or two. At this point, though, we need to revamp our production, so that's what we're focusing on in terms of our production facility.
Oh, I see. So to ramp up that production.
Yeah, because Costco is wholesale, but it's large quantities.
And
we'll
it's
get
good
there.
for you. So I guess the goal is, you're saying you're the next big thing because, first of all, noni. Noni's the next thing to look out for. No more goji berries.
Yes.
You're gonna look for noni bowls.
Exactly.
And they're more fun to say. And so this is the next big thing. It's indigenous to Hawaii.
Yes.
Look out for noni. Just everyone should be looking out for noni. That's why you feel that you're going to be the next big company here.
That, right. And I think that people are waking up slowly to the idea that you can really use our nature to support your body, to support your health. And we no longer have to turn to the pharmaceutical industry for any of the cures to our ailments. So there's this awakening, there's an education. People are understanding that, we have to take care of our land, we have to take care of our Aina, because in fact, there's still so much we don't know about how much our land can help us. Not only with food, but with curing the different kind of ailments that we suffer with. Yes.
Well, I look forward to curing myself with your products. Thank you very much for keeping us healthy, and we're going to keep an eye on you. Thank you for joining us in the show, Ani.
Thanks
really
for having
appreciate
me.
you coming by. For those of you who miss any part of the show, go ahead and tune in every day. ThinkTechHawaii.com is the website. You can tune in this Friday and every Friday with more ThinkTech. With us today was Ani Martirosian and, of course, Luke Tucker. And go ahead and review this show if you miss any part of it. And I'm Attilia Seress for ThinkTech. Remember to live well, do good to others, and have a great weekend. Aloha.